Who is the character who's got the coolest looking figure this wave? Lightning. Black Lightning. Watch this review here. We look at Black Lightning from Mattel's Public Enemies wave. Ironically, Black Lightning's only other appearance in the DCUC Classics line was an appearance in Wave 5, the Walmart exclusive Metallo wave. So Black Lightning definitely breaks some barriers here, being the only exclusive character to appear in two exclusive waves for different stores, and of course only being an exclusive character. Different from the other version, though, is the fact that he has a white mask here and a more comic-y look. Black Lightning comes with the left arm of Brimstone, in addition to a stand, just like the one I currently have him standing on. And while we have it out, let's quickly attach it to Brimstone himself. So now I have the completed upper torso. Quick correction, earlier I was mentioning the Wave 5 Black Lightning, but I didn't really go as into depth as I could about how different they are. I mean, the costume is completely different. Instead of having this V-shaped pattern going down the length of the costume, it cuts off at each of the shoulders at a little triangle here with the lightning outlay. The mask is black with orange, character is bald, and of course, it's a more, normal look for the character as opposed to the more comic-y cartoon look. That, and of course there are no white gloves or boots in the costume either. And since I don't follow the comics too closely when they come out, I really can't tell you which one's the more modern looks. Now, if you've seen my Major Force review, and if you haven't, obviously it's up and I would advise you to check it out if you're interested, I was harping on the fact that the thighs don't quite get up to the groin here, so we have this huge gap. Now, I thought it was just a production error specific to this one figure, but all the figures I own from this wave have the same issue, where it's just like this huge gap, and I didn't point it out in the Superman, but he has that issue as well. See? It's just not as noticeable because you have the cape behind it and creates shadow, but I mean, a normal looking area down there, which I guess is just a weird conversation again, is like there's not much of a gap. I mean, I'd never even noticed that there was a gap on any figures prior to this, just because it's just such a huge amount of space there. But I guess it's just part of the new body sculpts that they recycled for all the figures this wave. Which, by the way, definitely look a lot brawnier than... Although I guess the brawnier of the other sculpts do look pretty muscular up in the pectoral area, but... they just recycled the whole body sculpt and gave new head sculpts to all the male characters this wave, and then the one female this wave, Silver Banshee, just got a normal recycled sculpt. On the whole, Black Lightning is definitely my favorite figure this wave, although I do like Major Force's head sculpt a bit more, just because the white mask and then white pupils looks kind of funky. The paint colors are very vibrant, and just due to the combination of paint and sculpt, you can't really so much see the ab/diaphragm joint. It really blends in for the most part, which I totally like because I hate really, really visible joints. It just completely takes away from figures, especially, on some of the Marvel Legends, the female figures from that line, you'd have like these double pin joints at the elbows, and they'd be super visible, but, And then you'd have the shoulder joints, where you'd have like this big ball shoulder with these slender arms. It's like, what were they thinking? But, at any rate, very cool looking. Despite that, though, there's really not a tremendous amount to say about this figure, mostly because they do reuse the same male sculpt for this wave, so the articulation's all the same. The rotating wrist, the single jointed elbow, the rotating bicep, which looks kind of weird because you'd have the lightning pattern off a little bit. I mean, look at that lightning pattern. It's awesome! Your standard shoulder. Of course, I haven't moved the arms around a bit, so it's a little stiff. Head doesn't do much, but it rotates a full 360. Not up or down much, again, but ab/diaphragm joint. Waist rotates a full 360, but, the patterning goes off, so probably won't do that much. as all DC Universe Classic figures do, except for Black Canary from the Chemo Wave. It kicks out and forward. Then we have a rotating thigh here, right above the knee, single jointed knee, and a single joint at the ankle or boot. Now, I've really liked this wave mostly because they included so much. They included both the stand and the Build-A-Figure. It's a decent looking Build-A-Figure. And, you know, it's... Sorry, I mean collect and connect, not Build-A-Figure. Like I was saying, though, you really are getting a little bit more value this wave, just because they use a different body sculpt, and they include a stand, which they should be doing anyway at this point, especially because a lot of places are jacking up the price of these figures by $2. Actually, scratch that. It's not really a lot of places per se. It's really just like the Walmarts at this point, or at least in my area, because the Toys R Us were always 15 and the Target is still 13. So I'm just gonna get my figures from Target probably, especially because Walmart doesn't ever have them in anyway. Which is bad news too, because the upcoming Wave 14, the Ultra Humanite Wave, which again is a collect and connect I'd really want to pick up, and has Zatanna, who I also really want, is another Walmart exclusive wave, so kind of boned here, but I mean hopefully I'll find them on eBay cheap, or Walmart will come through for once in its history. All in all, I'm going to have to say that Black Lightning is probably the strongest figure this wave, although Icicle obviously has the most radical design. Major Force and Superman also looking very decent. Silver Banshee I don't quite care for, and I really don't like that Batman at all, or its variant. Until next time, folks, keep on keeping on.